the water cells that we have are resonating in the bioatmosphere that we live in this I would call magical magnetic illusion where our spirits roam freely.
Welcome to the Mark Albert Show, Adventures in a Cosmic Suit. How are you? You doing well? Tuesday the 25th of March. Last night, weird spinning vortex in the sky, seen all over the UK. What was that? SpaceX? I don't think so. What do you think? And we've got the pyramid stuff going on. 2 kilometers down. Halls of Mensen. What are they? Well, I think it's all disclosure being done in a beautiful way, which is actually working because it's getting people talking about this stuff. And people go, no. Have you seen that stuff about Bob Geldof recently on X today? I reposted it, going on about how he would destroy those scumbags, Trump and Musk. Destroy them. Give me the fucking money. Live Aid was a scam. Band-Aid was a scam. Comic Relief is a scam. The Red Cross is a scam. They're all scams. They're all designed to hide human trafficking, adrenochrome harvesting, the takeover and control of countries via the fraudulent banking system. That's why we make shows like this, because as I was saying to my friend Sean, by the way, Sean Simon is a client of Live 5D Health. He had a terminal diagnosis about 15 months ago of bone cancer. And if you haven't seen the fact that we're doing a live talk with him, Sean has had an amazing turnaround in health, mainly down to a lot of things, because it's not just one thing that can do this. He's been in the hyperbaric oxygen chambers. He's been in the red light therapy. He's been in the pulsed electromagnetic field therapy devices. He's had a distiller and a hydrogen machine and a vortex machine installed at his house. He's doing amazing things. But one of the things that he taught me, he was a 17-year veteran leading man in the West End 50 years ago. At the age of 20, he was a leading man in the West End for years. He's an amazing singer, performer, great storyteller. And he also owns the island here in Boyle and Roscommon, the castle in the island, the only island with no strategic significance that had an entire army come to take it. King John I. So much stuff there. I actually made a little film about the island yesterday because to do with Aleister Crowley, W.B. Yeats, the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, all that stuff that you won't read in the tourist information, because any regular viewer to my show will know that I've talked about this island for years now. So actually yesterday we went there, performed a ceremony. I'm looking forward to putting that together and showing that to you soon. But anyway, through the process of getting to know Sean, Sean has been telling me about his breathing techniques, because when you work in theatre, you do learn breathing techniques, but he's learned loads of these over the years, and they've really dramatically helped him. And, you know, as a real life man, as a man who relies upon his lungs for his living for most of his life. So he's going to teach those in person in Boyle on the 6th of April. If you want to come to Boyle in Roscommon in Ireland and meet all of us, Live 5D crew will be there. It's an afternoon, a Sunday afternoon. You can come, but if you can't make it, we're getting Kieran to come down and film the whole thing, and you can get the video. I'll leave the link below this video if you want to come to that event. And there's also a video there of myself and Gary looking at Sean's water, the state of the water in his house, and how he, you know, truly realized how bad and how poisonous the tap water is, especially in Ireland, but worldwide. Anywhere there's a government-controlled water system, you've got a major problem, because water is the best place to deliver poisons to people and populations. If you go back and look at the interview I did with Dr. Brian Ardis back in December, not only did he tell us about how nicotine is a nutrient that actually helps get rid of the things in the poison clot shots and dismantles nanobots and does loads of really good stuff for you. He also explained how all the symptoms of COVID-19 totally matched the same symptoms you would get if you consumed snake poison. And yeah, what's the best way of delivering snake poison? Through the water system. So that's going to be an interesting talk, and I hope you can come down to that. If not, buy the video, and we'll send it to you as soon as we've finished editing it, which won't take long because we're just going to record the whole talk, and then we're going to go to the pub for a few drinks afterwards and a bit of pizza if you're up for that. What else can I tell you? We've just released the 5-day retreats for Live 5D Health. We've got 5 of those now running. The first 10-day retreat sold out. Now we're running retreats in July, August, September, October, November this year. So just for that, go to the Live 5D Health website and click on the retreats link. I'll just share that with you so that you can see exactly how to do that. Give me 1 second. I am talking a little bit like a TV presenter right now, aren't I? Yeah, so live5dhealth.com, click on retreats, and there's an email waiting list there. Just fill that in and you'll be sent details if you're interested in coming on one of our amazing retreats, which is really good because it's going to be cumulative. What we've seen with the people that have had the most chronic conditions is that cumulative application of hyperbaric oxygen, red light, PEMF, good water, etc., is really, really powerful for anybody's health. But also, I did a video a few months ago. Now, hopefully you guys by now know that if I recommend stuff, it's usually because I've tested it and tried it myself. Now, in this case, these little things here. Look, I'm shaking my balls for you. Don't do that for everybody. Ho, ho. These balls are incredible. And myself and Gary have been using them since, must be 5 months now, personally. And we've been selling them to people, members of our club at Live 5D Health. And we're now here to talk about them today. But before I bring on my guests today who know more about them than I do, I've experienced them, but they've got all the technical information and they're going to share that with us. I wanted to make sure that you had seen the fact that in our healing center, we took these balls and we took the powder that the balls are made from and we mixed it with paint, and then we put them into the actual walls of the healing center. I'm just going to go on to the... Right, I've come in to grab Sinead. So this is a video I made 2 months ago, which is just to give you a bit of an insight into what we've done with these balls in the healing center. Justine, because we've just put this somated powder into the paint in the walls in the spa, and we've just felt it as soon as you walk in. So I want to film you going in and see if you feel it.
I didn't record that.
That's okay. Right, you ready? Come on.
I'll talk about it as well.
Go on then, let's go in. Hang on, let me film you while you go in. So what I want you to do is walk in and then walk towards the far corner and tell me what you feel. Yeah.
You see the colour on the wall is something above it.
Slightly yellow on this wall and this wall.
So the colour differential is just because we added the quantum of powder.
Sinead's getting it. I know, I'm feeling it as well. It's right in my legs.
Yeah, does it get chill?
Can you feel it?
Yeah.
Come over here. Come over here.
Look at the hair that's up on your head.
Oh my God. Can you feel it? Woo! That's amazing.
Yeah. Oh, it's awesome. Wow.
So there's life force energy there in the paint.
Yeah, that's right, isn't it?
Yeah.
That is amazing. And we're the first people to do this in Ireland, at least, aren't we?
I mean, like, in the world, I would imagine it has
A handful of places.
Yeah, it's really groundbreaking.
This is groundbreaking stuff.
Amazing.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What are you getting?
It's just the energy.
See how everybody's smiling as well?
Yeah.
Have you noticed?
Yeah. It's
Ooh. This is going to be the best spa in the world.
wow.
Yeah. That's
Yeah, you feel it. It's just like,
yeah, and so it's also doing stuff like, you know, as in breaking up the Wi-Fi and 5G and any harmful signals and microwaves. It's blocking, shielding, and
Oh man, this is
transmuting.
it's going through me like waves.
You're going to be sitting in the sauna and steam room here, and this is always here now.
Yeah, yeah.
So completely emanating and clearing and cleansing everybody. So it's wild.
Worth the wait, worth
Remember,
the money.
you've also got all the pain that's been in the hologram of the sound.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's really
Just explain that, if somebody might not have seen it. So
we have the Mekau sound system, which is a sound hologram, which all the paint and all the materials that have been put in here have literally sat in that hologram for between 24 and 48 hours, programmed with just natural sound, natural frequency.
Yeah, this place is buzzing.
So that's going to emanate that, you know, always. Yeah, and Sinead's super sensitive, so she's really getting a strong.
yeah.
Yeah, as soon as you walk in.
It's like, I know.
Woohoo! So you're getting a feeling for the vibe of this stuff, and you know, literally, if I don't have this on me, I feel it. The same as a lower 7. I'm going to do another show about a lower 7 soon, because that's what we call the Rolls Royce of electrolytes. But you know, just you've got clean distilled water. You've brought it to life with hydrogen and a vortex and magnets and copper, which is what we've got in the center. Every member gets free water for life. But then we put it into this, and then these, I call them chi balls, and they release chi energy into the water, and it creates easy water, which is H3O2. But what do I know? Let's get some experts on from the Netherlands, where they have the good change. Please welcome Hans and Pieter. How are we doing, guys?
Hi, Mark. Hi, Mark. We're doing fine.
Yeah, I said I'd be 5 minutes. I was 11. I'm sorry about that.
That's okay. That's a good introduction to your program. So.
Well, you're used to waiting for me, aren't you?
Definitely. No, we're all excited to see you finally working.
Yeah, I won't say that personally. Guys, I mean, the way this works is, I love the way Hans puts this, is that water has a consciousness, and then when you work with the water, amazing things happen. That's what we've experienced with our place, and through the process of doing what we've been doing, I came across you, started talking to you about structured water, realized that you were crazy as we are, and you know, believed in fairies and all that kind of stuff, and UFOs, etc. But water is our connection, and I know that you've got a business over in Holland and have a long journey. I'd like you to sort of tell the viewers, if you don't mind, how did you get to the point where you understood because I don't think any of us were born with this knowledge. You've had a journey to get to this point where you're now working full-time with water. Let's start there. What about you guys?
Do you want me to go first? You can go first. All right. Well, it's with me, it started with suffering, really. I call it spirit these days, but we lost our first child after a week, and that was my first lesson in what is important in life: joy, health of me and my family, which basically for me is now the entire universe. Cut a long story short, I had 3 of these very, very nasty lessons. I'm very grateful for it now. I'm actually grateful for having lost my first child, but it led me to start listening to my heart, and eventually I became aware that I had to work with water, and that's a long story short. I think I've known Peter for 30 years. We're both golf players.
A little
bit longer. Maybe even longer.
You don't look old enough.
True. We live here in the middle of Holland, amidst all the rich people, and they all play golf, and we really wonder sometimes why the hell are we here, but we need to do work here as well. And what it all came down to is that we realized that we should work together, and the thing that binds us is water. I mean, all life is water. For me, water is alive. We are very much linked to Victor Schauberger, a forester, late 1800s born,
And he actually obtained all his knowledge through water. He actually connected his consciousness with water. We use his motto, comprehend and copy Mother Nature. That's what Dragonfly, in essence, does, is that we try to balance the sacred waters of Mother Earth and using natural technologies, using the vortex, using technologies primarily that don't use electricity, don't use chemicals, and don't need maintenance. I mean, literally, there's no business model in it. You sell it once and then it's done. And that's the same for QELBY. Actually, that's the same for QELBY. So that's a long story short. And actually, we've evolved from going from selling water vitalizers, tools that change water, to sound. The holographic sound system that you mentioned, that is one of our things that we do. Biofrequency. So all these things actually change your water, because in essence everything's water. So we've evolved to what we call a space healing concept, where we try to use technologies and products that create living and working environments that keep healthy people healthy and make ill people healthy again. That's the essence of what Dragonfly does, as far as I'm concerned. But maybe Peter's got a different idea. I don't know.
Well, not yet. Thank you for being short.
He's not. He's 6'4".
Yeah, exactly.
I'm the short one in this chat.
Yeah, no. Well, finally, he uses words that extend what we do. But now my story is not similar. But I used to be a very sensitive kid, being ignored because I did see a lot of things spiritually. I saw all the ghosts and elves and auras of people, and making me a special kid. And I only realized that about 8-9 years ago, that I was really a special kid. And being 61 now, and recently turned father for the 3rd time, being extremely proud of that. But that's the essence of life. The life is to experience it, to see it, to feel it. And the one thing you do that is indeed, we are 98% water. Obviously not all the water that we drink, but the water cells that we have are resonating in the bioatmosphere that we live in this I would call magical magnetic illusion, where our spirits roam freely. And actually this morning I asked my girlfriend, where does your spirit live? And I was actually thinking about that the whole day, to find out, where does my spirit live? And if we are all connected, then it should be one big party up there, or somewhere where all these spirits are. So yes, I'm very happy to connect with you guys, because you are as crazy as we are. Our backgrounds are more like corporate, trying to become a millionaire before you're 25, and then finding out that doesn't hold any value. And along the road, you get the scars, you get the information, and you were saying, well, you're not born with all the information. I think you are born with it, with the capability to find out anything that you want to know. The library that the human spirit, but the human capacity has access to is limitless. You can find out any information that you need that's been ever developed or experienced by people on Earth. You can find it, and it just takes some meditation classes or lessons to really ask the right question. And if you ask the right question, you already get the answers.
Who am I? Oh, sorry.
You. You are in this life, Hans, and I'm Piet in this life. But going in that regression, we know each other for hundreds of years, and we intend to live in this 3D world for another 200 years. And we do that by having the faith of universe, that our spirits are always continuing, looking for experience and looking for the right way of doing things, finding truth. And truth is what you experience. You know it. You know it when you feel it. You can't feel it, you don't know it. And we came across each other about 12 years ago, but we only started 6 years ago. And we said, okay, we have a blanco canvas. You can think of anything you want to do, be whatever you want to be. How do you want to do it? And that's a very nice way to start a business. And we
It's scary, but
working with him is always scary.
Yeah. I've met
We
him.
came across the easy part was okay. What do we have on this earth? We have earth, air, water, fire, and energy, ether. And you dive in all those 5 directions, and you find out that water is a key element to everything that happens on earth. And so we choose water, because if we say, what do you do? Well, we do water. And the first question is, what does water mean to you? And you can start any conversation. You can start a conversation with a business. You can start with an individual, with a sick person, with a happy person. Doesn't really matter. You talk to their water blob. And then the journey really starts and say, what can you do to influence that water blob when it is not balanced? And that actually became our IP in saying, okay, how do we rebalance, or how do we balance people, plants, animals in this 3D world? And then you need to get into the technicalities of what is water. And the simple one is obviously it's HO2. And then you go like, but those are 2 gases. I mean, how can 2 gases have these fantastic 3 forms? Being frozen, being steam, and being water. And they're 2 gases. I mean, how does it work? And obviously you start looking for it. And the most, encyclopedias, websites, whatever, they all say, we actually don't know. They still don't know why water is water, and how can 2 gases stay together. There are obviously some predictions of what is happening. But then if you make a link or a little bridge to your body being 98% water molecules, now it becomes really interesting. And then you find out, I mean, how can we actually live? How do all these cells know what to do? And then there's only 3 elements left to really make a short story long, and to say you have 3 elements, which is energy, spirit, and environment. And that's what we are as human beings. And then you get fun stuff, because the business we started to say, we want to have fun. We're not in it for the money, we're in it for the experience. So let's hire a shop. So we hired a shop, 300 square meters. And it's our our playpen. We have hundreds of books. You can sit down, you can experience, you can drink 30 different types of water. You can do whatever you like to do. You can just sit and see and talk. And second part was being transparent. And water is obviously transparent, but also transparent in doing business. And that really opened a complete different horizon, because we meet people from all over the world, from all different angles. And we don't even need to do anything, because we feel literally if people are worth talking to. And that makes life very easy.
That's actually Schauberger, where you have you can push, which is selling. Nobody likes a salesman because it's pushing. But Mother Nature works primarily on invitation, on pulling.
Mm-hmm.
And that's literally what we found out, is that we just open the doors and we wait for someone to come in, and then we react. And it makes life magical, because you never know what's going to come. You never know what's going to come through the door. But it's quality. I think nature is all about quality, and out of quality comes quantity. That's the. You're making a lot of noise here.
He's rattling his balls. I know.
Yeah, he's rattling his balls.
And his
Yeah.
balls
No,
break.
so yeah. So that's what we do. We just let the magic happen, and this is also one of the reasons that we don't plan our day full, because if you plan your day full, there's no more room for something to actually come in.
Well, that's what happens with me. I try to plan shows, and they just keep disappearing, and I have to go with the flow.
Yeah,
you just
absolutely.
have to, and it's great. Surrender.
Yes.
I just want to pull you up on one thing there. A couple of things actually. Firstly,
Thanks.
This figure of 98% is not what's taught to people.
No.
What's taught, what Google says, and what people hear is 70%.
Right.
Around that area. Let's clarify that for people, because I think that's a really important.
Yeah.
That's done on purpose, and you know, and when I said we're not born with this information, I mean we're not told this information, and the reason I bring that up is because however much I go on about water, people are just still, unless they really truly, unfortunately, they truly experience how bad the publicly provided water is when they realize it too late. You know, they've already had this accumulated poison.
It's even sad. I mean,
hang on. You just need to put this white coat on now. He's not going to say something technically. Okay.
No, I won't actually. Well, actually, I was just going to say that in Holland we're actually being told that we have great water. I mean, your water really, I mean, there's so much chlorine in there. It's horrible. But in Holland we don't have that, and we're being told that it's great water, whereas it isn't. But coming back to your question, yeah, 70% is your body weight in water. And this is what, and it's true. It's roughly 70. When you get older, it is probably a little bit less. But our water cells are much lighter than our bone cells, for instance. So you actually are. The figures change a little bit. Some people say 97. Some people even say 99%. But you are literally a walking water blob. You are just water. And yes, I do believe that they're giving you the wrong figure for a reason. Yeah, I absolutely agree. And this is where it actually gets very interesting. If you look at the work of Emoto or even Schauberger, Vida Austin, all these scientists that in their way show that water reacts to what we say, what we think, and what it sees. And then it becomes really interesting linking that to your health, where you literally, if you tell yourself I'm getting a flu, then you're telling your water we are becoming ill. And then the water says, okay, we'll just get the flu. So it's much advised to actually say I am perfectly fit when you feel a flu coming up. And then your cells will say, okay, well then your water literally says, okay, we're fit.
Well, this is the basis. There's a guy that I'm going to be interviewing on the show soon. Who wrote a book called "Terminal Cancer is a Misdiagnosis," and and I talked about Sean Simon at the start of the show, who got given a terminal diagnosis and almost died from the diagnosis.
Yes,
and that was his lesson. He's worked that out himself. The diagnosis is the thing, because if you give somebody 3 months to live, they will literally die 3 months later.
Absolutely,
very often.
Yeah, no, it's literally. I mean, they say placebo works. I mean, everybody knows placebo works. Well, that means that nocebo also works, which means, I mean, if you watch people and they go like, oh, I feel I am getting a flu, that's a nocebo. You're actually telling your body that something negative will happen, and your body will react to it. It's just the mind is so powerful. And your water will take on any vibes that you actually put out with your mind, or that other people. I mean, if you trust a doctor, and the doctor says you only have 3 months to live,
it's terrible.
It is horrible, actually.
It's similar to the work of Bruce Lipton, epigenetics, where he says, well, we all obviously have DNA, and the role of DNA is, well, that's a different discussion, but if you say I have a cancer because it runs in my family, it's typically that part is actually not true. But your environment and the way you've been programmed and the way you've been taught that you have a bad family illness running actually copies that in your behavior, and that is the non-placebo effect, where you think, well, my grandmother had so and so and so, and now I have it because the whole family was talking about it for as long as you know. And I'm very hopeful that by even these programs and talking about it, that people start to unravel and see what's actually going on. Is that it is mind over matter, and the matter is you're being diseased or being disbalanced or being thrown off by something that's not inside of you. And then the second part is that your body is programmed not to hurt itself. And that's something that people need to start re-believing again. And that is the magic where you start healing. As soon as you understand that your body is not doing anything to harm you, it's actually working flipping hard to keep you healthy and to keep you going. And it's amazing what they throw at us. I mean, talking about quality of water, but even in food and et cetera, it's amazing how the body still sort of functions. But yeah, we can also see all the damage that we see around us, from diabetics, from kids being obese, from people being chronically sick, keeping themselves sick because they think they get treatments that actually not work. They just suppress, or they don't even take care of the symptoms anymore. They just keep on throwing drugs in and telling people that it will work. And talking about cancer, I mean, cancer was invented 70 years ago, I think, as an illness. And
more than that, I think, more.
Yeah, so they developed that illness by listing all these different types of cancers, which is amazing. All of a sudden, we have these categories of cancers. And then, after all this money that's been spent on it and all the research that's been done, etc., they can't come up with a proper treatment, not even listening to patients why they got a diagnostic of cancer, because they only look at the reaction of the body on cancers. They don't actually see what happened, how you get cancer. But if a body is sick, then 98% of your water molecules is sick. And for a healthy cell to operate, you need electricity. Yeah, it's as simple as that. And electricity.
I'm just putting on your white coat now. I'm just putting on this white coat.
And electricity is in water. It's measured as pH. So pH is
potential of hydrogen.
Yeah. And you can measure it. Where's our little dildo here? This pH meter.
Yeah, you can literally measure it. So that's nice.
So good water should be anything between 6.5 and 7.5.
Even 8.
And even 8. Being alkaline. And alkaline, well, there's been many research that if an alkaline body is in balance, it will never get sick. However, I think that 90.9% of everybody that walks the earth at the moment is sick, because we are bombarded with radiation, with bad food, etc., etc. So there is no 100% health anymore.
Are you spiritually protected? Are you wearing the armor of God? Are you prepared against the principalities of darkness that currently wreak havoc in our world? Spiritual warfare is a very real thing. Weapons of Mass Protection is the explosive and practical 5-star best-selling book from authors Abby Wynn and Mark Attwood, who both agree that humanity is in the midst of the biggest spiritual awakening in human history. If you feel like things ain't what they seem, if you feel you are under attack, get your weapons ready now. Weapons of Mass Protection. practical tools for spiritual warfare, out now.
The good part is you can balance your waters.
Exactly.
Well, I was going to say, you know, there's going to be people in the comments going, "Oh, actually, it's been disproven about alkaline water and blah blah blah." But I'm not here to argue with them. It's been well proven.
I don't mind.
Cancers cannot exist in an alkaline environment, and often the things that make you alkaline are the opposite of what you think they are, like lemons, for example. So we are, you know, and my journey has been one of, I knew the water was bad. I've known for a long time. And when I first moved to Ireland 10 years ago, I got a whole house reverse osmosis filter, but I didn't understand living water then fully. I had an idea, but I didn't fully grasp it. My consciousness hadn't grasped it. And you mentioned earlier a number of people. I just want to make sure that people watching this are familiar with all these people, because you mentioned Schauberger, which we'll talk about a little bit more in a minute, because I think he's extremely important. Most of my viewers will have heard of and know about Emoto. That's your Emoto. I think most, you know, a lot of us who've woken up over the years found this work profound over, you know, maybe in my case about 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah, and it still is profound.
It is. And that anybody, so we're not going to go into too much about Emoto, but for the viewers, if you don't know about Emoto, just go and type in Emoto, EMOTO, water experiment, something like that, and go and watch some videos. And once you understand the water carries the energy that's given to it, it's programmable. That's you know, part of your journey to waking up. The other one you mentioned was Veda Austin, who's alive and with us and doing great work. And she just explain Veda's work to people if they've not heard of it. Sum it up for them.
Yeah, it's really cool. Actually, just a little piece on Emoto, which was mind blowing for me. One of the things that he showed, that if you let water listen to hard rock, you will get very, very ugly crystals when you freeze it.
Yeah.
And you get beautiful crystals if you.
That's why it's called hard rock.
Yeah, but this is the interesting thing is, as I have a son with Down syndrome, and I mean, with everything I knew about water, he loves the most dirtiest hard rock you will ever, you know, blah. So there it was as a parent, and it's also a Down syndrome. So what do you do? And it was only later that I learned that